Hi, Scorpio, and welcome to your mid-September reading. So, Mercury is direct, and things finally feel like they can move forward again. So, let's get into it. We have here the Hanged Man, the Moon, and the Death card, which is you. So, the Hanged Man and the Moon, for a while now, you've kind of been stuck in this limbo where there's a lot of creative energy surrounding you. There's a lot that you would like to do creatively, but you haven't quite been able to move in that direction. And there's also this intense self-reflection or a look into the depths of yourself that's also happening right now. And for a long time, you may have felt that the people around you did not understand this level of yourself, this depth of yourself. And it's like you were going through all of this upheaval, all of this transformation in not just your external world, but in your internal world, in your, the deepest parts of you. You were going through this huge shift, and it may have seemed that nobody around you is really on the same page. And this could cause a lot of frustration, it could cause a lot of fighting and things of that nature. So this period of time when you were stuck, it's like you had all this creative energy, you had all these ideas, but the plan to execute them was not clear. And it really came down to having a perspective shift. Now, a lot of this look at the more in-depth aspects of yourself and this huge transformation that's taking place in major areas in your life. Not just your career, but also your family life and your relationships and your social life. There's a huge transformation that's taking place. And this has allowed you to see things differently. There's been all this creative energy around you, but either things couldn't move in the direction you wanted them to move, or things were just too chaotic. There was too much going on. There was too much upheaval happening both internally and externally for you to really get something going, get something off the ground. So this period of time has really been a time where you are able to not only adjust to the major transformations you're going through internally and externally, but also to imagine a new perspective when it comes to how you express yourself creatively, how you enjoy yourself, and how you really want your life to look like. A lot of the reason things were not able to really get off the ground is because there was still that old way of looking at things, the same way of looking at making money, or if you have a dream, a goal, you would think of, maybe a traditional path to get there, when that's not really what's warranted anymore. And throughout this period of things being so chaotic, you couldn't necessarily do the straight and narrow path to achieve your goals. It's caused a perspective shift and also allowed you to become really in tune with your inner world and what you really want for yourself. And this is really the final phase of this rebirth process, is that you've had that perspective shift that allows your dream to seem attainable and realistic, not because you're doing things on a straight and narrow common path or the most logical path to get there, but because you are understanding a more creative aspect about how to shift your dream. So either the plan to achieve your goals has shifted into a way that makes a creative route more practical to you or makes it seem more achievable in your perspective, or what you really want for yourself has shifted entirely because your perception of what life should be like and what work should be like has shifted. So this goal can morph into something bigger than you originally thought it would be. If it was just about making money to begin with, now it shifts into something more public, more global, more like a legacy thing. It's not just about how you can make money, it's about the long-term vision and how this affects your life and those around you. And so there's this perspective shift there that has come from it being lost in the chaos, and through the chaos it's like you're shown the real depths of not only yourself but of the world and how creativity really works, and how through that creativity you can create different avenues of income or create the life that you want, that there's no fixed terms, there's no proper way to do this. And it's like you've always known that, but through just the conditioning of society, it's like you went through the normal motions of achieving your goals anyway. And now, through the chaos of this transformation you're experiencing in your partnerships, in your home life, in your career, mostly the stagnation you've experienced in your career has allowed you to shift your perspective into really allowing creation to take over, allowing your creative mind to call the shots, which is what you've really always wanted. It's what you've always innately understood about how things should be done, and that's part of the reason that you get very frustrated with things and you get frustrated with others. It's because you innately understand this form of creation and how you can achieve the vision. So now your perspective flips, and what seemed like a grandiose dream or that would take forever to get to, it somehow seems very practical and attainable now. So on the other side of the Death card here, we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So this is really you understanding this emotional dimension of manifestation, of creating the life that you want. And with the Queen of Wands here, this is also you having the together really, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, that creative drive to really go after that dream or goal or vision for your life. And on the other side of this transformation, because you've had this epiphany, because you've had this perspective shift that now allows the impractical to seem practical, things start flowing a lot more easy. Now, when it comes to your career and when it comes to your social networks and your social life, there are a lot of opportunities there, and there's a lot of people that are going to want to work with you. You need to make sure that the people that you are working with are aligned with what you really want. That the people that you're working with can understand to the best of their ability why this vision is important, why you need your things to be done a certain way, or understand that this is the overall vision of your project. This is why you need to communicate this with people, and you need to make sure these people are on the same page, because this is really, as fast as things are going to be in to move now, and it seems like everything is go, 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 underneath this, the hidden aspect of this is that this is really about a growth and transformation in partnerships that's going to solidify these aspects of your life for long term. So as much as you have all these opportunities that are coming to you, your creative vision and your creativity seems very attractive to people that want to network with you, that want to work with you, but you want to make sure they're aligned on the same page, because the things that you lock in now are going to be for the long term, and they're going to transform your life over time and grow into something solid. So you want to make sure that there's no illusion, there's no delusion that these people are aligned with what you want and you're aligned with them. Now, because there is all this creative energy and there is this driven impulse, this Queen of Wands energy, there is this need to, because there's so much creative energy, this need to be practical, because a big reason that, and this isn't a bad thing, but the reason why our dreams, no matter how outlandish they seem or unattainable they seem, even to ourselves sometimes when we think about things rationally, they seem so achievable, they seem like they're so close. And we need to bring these dreams down into a practical reality. We need to ground this creativity. So part of that is, because you are having this huge creative impulse and this inspiration and this drive, part of that is grounding this dream into reality in a practical sense, and really, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to move forward creatively? So sometimes things might not work out the way you want, or there's things here and there that need to be sacrificed for the vision that you want later on. And it's important to get practical about these things, because it's easy when you have this emotional and inspirational drive, but there's not really any sense of grounding there. So it's easy to just go in headstrong and try to create a bunch of things or take a bunch of opportunities that end up falling apart because they were built in an impractical way. So there needs to be an element of practicality that comes into play here, where you can analyze and just really hone in on the practical side of this goal. And that can come through the help of people that are aligned with what you want to do, that are aligned with your vision. And yeah, so things are going to begin to move very quickly. So it's important to make sure that whatever opportunities you're taking now are aligned with what you really want, because like I said, they are going to grow into something that is going to change your life in the long term, that's going to solidify this goal in the long term. So the people and the opportunities that you take with you now are going to be like key players, especially when it comes to your work. And when it comes to partnerships and in your home life, you really want to make sure that you and your friends or you and your partner are on the same page about things, because you don't want to create unnecessary conflicts, because it's easy at the same time, because emotions are high, because this fire energy, this water energy is high. It's, you know, easy to, as fun and creative and inspirational as it is, it's also easy to get caught up in that and, you know, argue with others or lose sight of other people. So you want to communicate with people, make sure everyone's kind of on the same page and knows what you want to do to prevent unnecessary fighting.